And then that treat boosts dopamine. That dopamine drives learning. And then when you learn it and it becomes a habit that you repeat, then it's just wired in and you're doing it. And you don't have to think so much about it. And it's not about convincing yourself. It's just wired in. It's automatic behavior. And then another thing that I talk about a lot in my community and in the people that I coach is that take a moment after you do accomplish those things, or you do, it doesn't have to be some big goal that you're accomplishing either. It can maybe be even something small, like I said, creating content, like that's a stepping stone on the way. And it can be just as simple as taking a moment to tell yourself, hey, I'm proud of you. Good job. You accomplished that. Self-talk boosts dopamine. Like self-affirmation boosts dopamine. It activates the reward centers in the brain. I didn't used to believe in affirmations. I used to think they were woo-woo or whatever. And I was like, no, what is that? But then, I sort of went on my own journey and then, of course, looked into the neuroscience of it. And they really are so powerful and not even necessarily an affirmation track or whatever it is, but speaking to yourself positively and kindly. It's so, so, so important. And making sure to take a moment to do that and acknowledge yourself when you are working toward the goals, because it's so easy to, just be like, okay, like I posted a video. Okay, all right, we're not necessarily at 10 million yet. So like, we're not there yet. It's really easy to do that and get caught up in the big picture and not give yourself the pat on the back for the steps that you're taking along the way. And those are the little dopamine boosts that are going to build momentum, that are going to keep you going, and that are also going to teach your brain that, oh, hey, this behavior, this action that we're taking is valuable and meaningful.
I believe that travel is one of the greatest gifts that we've ever been given. And Chase Sapphire Reserve has been my gateway to the world's most captivating destinations. When I use my Chase Sapphire Reserve card, I get 8 times points on all the purchases I make through Chase Travel, and even access to one-of-a-kind experiences like music festivals and sports events. And that's not even mentioning how the card gets me into the Sapphire Lounge by the club at select airports nationwide. Travel is more rewarding with Chase Sapphire Reserve. Trust me. Discover more at chase.com/Sapphire Reserve. What purchases do you think young people should delay?
It doesn't have to be a purchase. It doesn't have to be a purchase. Yeah. I'm using, this is personally for me, I like clothes. Like for me, and then maybe it's even going and planning. It can be anything, like planning a reward for yourself, like going out to dinner. Let's say if you're a foodie, it really depends. So I'm not going to sit here and tell people what's going to boost their dopamine, because it's very highly individual. Like what is it that you want and like, but maybe you love going to the grocery store and buying these one box of cookies that you really like, or whatever it is. Maybe there's something, and also it's good to switch it up. Like if it's something that you haven't done for yourself in a while, or like there's a dessert that you love that you only have on your birthday, it's like, okay, if I take the steps, if I sign up for this LLC and I get the logo done and I set up the website, I'm going to go get that thing that I get for my birthday and I'm going to give it to myself now.
Yeah, I like that.
So it's just kind of really anything that makes you, and I think also this is why I always talk about with people is to also have something to look forward to. I think is super important, whether it's just like a dinner, because I found and this is something I really learned through experience in college and undergrad, but then of course now knowing the neuroscience of it, I would be so much more productive and study so much better when I had plans on Friday night. And like if you don't have any plans or anything to look forward to, or like a reason to get stuff done quickly, then it's going to be a lot harder. And also like dopamine is released in anticipation of a good thing happening. It's not just about reward. It's also when you are anticipating something, like from my like kind of research studies, that was more tied to craving, right? But in kind of our day-to-day lives, it's anticipation. Like that's why when you're a little kid and it's the night before Christmas, like you can't fall asleep at night because you're excited. You're anticipating something. And actually, the day that we were supposed to close on our house, which was like 2 weeks ago, I woke up that morning feeling like a kid on Christmas. And I was looking into the neuroscience of it actually, because I was like, how do I activate this feeling more every single day? Because it's a great feeling. And I was so productive. But that was really a day of detachment because we weren't sure whether or not we were going to close that day. And it was actually as soon as we decided, oh no, it's not going to happen today, but we'll just drive home. We got the call and I was like, oh, you're going to get the keys. And I was like, it's always when you let go. So yeah, I think it depends on the person when it comes to what you should delay or what you should purchase. It doesn't even have to be a purchase. It can be any sort of rewarding thing. Like actually something that I've been doing, because I have a mountain bike. not like an avid mountain biker, but I love nature. And I also have a ripstick. I love to ripstick just like around my house or whatever it is. And so I told myself the other day, actually, I was like, I'm going to film this content and then afterward, I'm going to ripstick, and giving myself that sort of little reward of like, honestly, it's like playtime. Like not giving myself that, it motivated me to go get it done that way because I had something to look forward to and a little reward afterward.
Absolutely. Well said. It definitely works. It definitely works. I can think of so many moments in my life where that's exactly how I'm focusing on how to get the work done first and then be able to play break afterwards. And the biggest one for me, from what you said, that I think really is going to make a difference for people is being kind to yourself in the process.
Yeah.
That grace that comes with that, and the ability to celebrate the small wins and the progress. Because if you're always measuring yourself up against a big goal, you could be waiting a long time. Like, especially when you're writing a book. I mean, that you just told me the cycle of when your book's going to come out. And that's what it is. It takes like 2-3 years to put it together. Then it takes time for it to come out. Then you're promoting it. So the actual result of someone saying, I love your book and I got so much from it is so far away that if that's what you're waiting for, it's going to feel like forever.
Yep. I actually had to switch